Well, I'll just go ahead and kick it off. Number 2, part 2 of the G-10 journey. Unbelievable to me. And the way I'm setting it up is based on profile pictures. Like I chose a profile picture up to begin with. And on the profile that you'll see, it was the find of this. So I'm going to take care of the profiles first and then form it around that. For example, the last video, you might not know it, but the middle quartz piece was the profile, and I chose the piece such as this middle piece because it represents the bin, the one compartment. And look at that point. What a great stem point. It is pink. If it was red, it'd be real pink. Represents that one point from the site. But this group, and we discussed G10 already and how to determine whether or not it is for you. I mean, most of us are not really into the buying and selling of these things, but it is good to know or have an idea what you have or how you feel about it. To me, these are some of my favorites, so it is a G10 journey. Just to give you a perspective here. Again, that's the profile picture. And all of those come from right here. You'll see that this is the bin that we just looked at right here. Now this bin here, some great points in it. I didn't even take them all out. There's 3 left in there, great stuff. But all the rest of these came from there. So you can see every single bin, and I've got quite a dilemma on my hands, is starting to refine itself where it could suit its own frame. We'll leave it at that. Listen, let's go around the circle and just discuss where these came from, and I'll just share that with you a little bit. Because of these points being a little more special to me, I know exactly where they've come from when I look at them. No doubt. I mean, that's from Notchville too. It's a highly durable, stacked Marl Mountain. I mean to tell you, it doesn't matter. That's carrying weight, 50 caliber weight. If that hits you, with the strength that they could commission these things, buddy, that would hurt. No doubt. And so that's a lot of fun. That point just has always been appealing to me. They don't all have to be thin for me. Listen, I was going around as we do on YouTube and checking out other videos. Can you believe the prompt that they're throwing up there? Here it is. And I just want to put a warning out there as we go around this circle. Look at this piece from the Archaic. Love this stem point. Great piece. Very similar in terms of workmanship as this stem point here, which actually came from the Vulture over in Site 5E. But the prompt is, quote, register to vote, unquote. And they give you a prompt to click. Don't click that prompt. I'm just warning you, don't trust YouTube. I mean, I will say it this way, and very clearly, look at the relief on the back of that. Who in their right mind would trust YouTube when they choose to censor your brothers and your sisters, your American citizens, your relatives and friends, me, when they choose, because of their fascist ideas, to regulate what we're going to share, what we're going to say. They choose to manipulate you socially to try to convince you to believe and think a certain way. Why would we ever trust them to digitally register us to vote? My God, that's the stupidest prompt I've ever seen. I hate it because people who are not too informed might see that prompt. I'm sorry, I get carried away. And click it. I won't even click it. I'm just disgusted to see prompts on YouTube that say register to vote, proving they're political biased. I'm just going to leave it at that. I warn you. Mercy. I got to get my mind together here. I'm sorry. This is an awesome piece found at the dunes maybe 4 years ago. Staggering. G10 to me. right across the stream, up the hill, and down the street is a site that I call the Vulture. And it puts out points like this one right here. Look at the base on that. It's crazy, right? Oh, I gotta settle down. I get so upset. I mean, YouTube has supposable prompts. You can click a prompt and you can find out supposedly what's trending. No. That's what they want you socially conditioned to think is trendy, to think is popular. And if you ever look at what's trending, it's the stupidest, most pitiful, shallow, just superficial expressions of humanity trending, popular. It's not popular with somebody who's an American, with the majority of Americans out there that are working, blue collar, people that love each other, that want to hang out and have a picnic and a barbecue and support freedom in the United States of America. It's not popular at all. It's not what's trending, because I know for a fact on sites that are highly popular, regulated and censored, they'll never put those on trending. Never. We'll leave it at that. Mercy. Mecca point right there. I'm not going back to that stuff, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just ranting. Here's another point. Where'd it come from? Site 4, Saponi. My G10s is a G10 journey. I gotta settle down, man. Because the stupidity of tech companies getting involved in what you think politically to manipulate you socially, it ticks me off. Look at the base on this. Site 2. Hidden Hill. It's a great point for me. This is going to give you a good perspective for your question. What's a G10? Well, it could be anything, I suppose, to you. It's a matter of relative value, what you value. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, right? Here's a great point from Mecca. Ancient stone. Not because they formed it, but I mean the stone itself is super ancient. Don't see these grades and this flint around here, or, you know, the stock stones. Look at this colors and the patterns on these stones. Makes it extremely ancient stone. All right, let's move forward. We're finishing. Here's a great point from the dunes. Interesting point, if I can get it focused. This point right there came from the exact same site as this point. You see the two? This point and this point. All right, guys, having fun yet? If you love artifacts, this won't bore you, but it might bore some people who are not used to it. This is a point, fairly recent find, hard thinning strike on the back, found at Notchville too. I should say this year, this calendar year. Great piece. Take a look at that. Now you can really see the pink in this point here. That's our profile point. Look at that. And to finish, a point from the archaic, one of the points that I found first maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Unbelievable to me, because they ground a bevel off the back edge here. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it. I have to move slow enough for focus will work. The back edge, and I've shown it before but not recently, is ground. Super old. Super cool point. G10 in my book any day, all day. I mean, it's funny. Even though I found it 4 years ago or what have you, 5 years ago, I can go to the exact spot, for the most part, on the ground that I found it. As well as all these. Just something, I don't know, maybe it's the way my mind works. Any of you guys out there like that? Or girls? Alright. G10 journey from the profile pictures. I'll do one more quick and then we're done. I got an idea of it for today. It'll be my day's digital work. Hope you find out there.